Malaysia is well known as one of the most successful countries in the Southeast Asia. This success is due to its strategic location, rich resources, and skilled workforce. Over the years, Malaysia has evolved from an agriculture-based economy to the industrialized nation that exports its product globally. However, in the fast-changing world, achieving the goal of becoming leading industrialized nation requires carefully planning and a comprehensive approach. So, what is a powerhouse? A powerhouse is a country with a developed industrial base that determine its role in economy and production. Industrial strength refer to the capability of the country to generate sizable quantities of exploitation of product and service through utilization of innovation technology. So Malaysia have many of type of powerhouse, which is energy powerhouse, the lead of the company like TNB and Petronas. Next is economy powerhouse, that industry like palm oil and electronic. Technology powerhouse that focus on the digital economy, research and innovation. And last one is manufacturing powerhouse that includes sector like electronic and heavy industry. Then why Malaysia powerhouse different from the other country? So for the first one is scale of economy, that Malaysia has a smaller economy compared to country like the US. Next is focus area, that Malaysia specialize in specific industry, while other countries have the largest economy that have a border reach. And next is technology, that Malaysia is advancing but still face slower upgrade compared to the global leader. And last one is workforce, that Malaysia has a mixed skilled and semi-skilled workers that different from the workforce dynamic in the other country.
The first factor of why Malaysia failed to become an industrial powerhouse is because less resources. Due to economic trouble and global trend shifted, gross capital formation fell for both Malaysia and Japan due to stronger competition from the likes of China. And because of that, it shows that Malaysia nation is spending less on developing the industrial powerhouse and its structure required to maintain long-term economic growth. Secondly is the global trade dynamics and competition. There is one term called export discipline, which means the government supports industry with subsidies, tax incentive and loan availability for industries to demonstrate their availability in competing international markets. Malaysia failed to adopt this as a cornerstone of its industrial policy. Even the government gives incentive to promote manufacturing, but they only focus on protecting local markets rather than striving for global competitiveness. Next, the reason why we failed is because the protectionist policy. This can be seen in automotive industries where they only succeeded locally and failed to enter and compete globally. For example, the South Korea government enforced export discipline, requiring Hyundai to meet export targets as a condition for continued support. Lastly, the reason why we fail is because we failed to invest in research and development. Unlike other countries, Malaysia failed to invest in our own technology but relied on foreign partners for its technology. For instance, South Korea, Hyundai, had invested heavily in research and development to develop its own designs and technologies. Meanwhile, Malaysia's Proton relied on Japan technology, which is Mitsubishi. And you can see they have similar designs because it was based on that.
Now, let's move on to consequences or effect that happen because of the factor just now. The first point is increased production costs. Because of less resources for raw material, it can disrupt the supply chain of demand and needed, and it will lead to inefficiency for production costs to maintain output levels. Next is economic uncertainty. Changes in political leadership or policy direction can create economic uncertainty, impacting business decisions and long-term planning. Thirdly is tariff and trade barriers. Imposition of tariff and trade barriers can limit access to international market, making Malaysia powerhouse industry is difficult to compete globally. Lastly is limited technological. Without R&D investment, Malaysia will fall from behind from developing into cutting-edge technological. This situation can weaken our powerhouse industry as well as service sector.
This is the solution for powerhouse industrial. Firstly, enhancing human capital. By enhancing human capital in education and skill development, Malaysia can lessen its dependency on natural resources to create a highly qualified workforce that will drive economic growth and innovation. For example, the Malaysian government scheme Latihan One Malaysia Slim program focus on training graduates to improve employability. Next, promote export-oriented industry. Malaysia can accelerate economic growth by concentrating on sectors like economy, automotive and medical device that manufacture goods for export. For instance, Intel have established manufacturing plants in Malaysia, making it a global hub for semiconductor production. By supporting such industry, Malaysia can remain competitive in global trades. Moreover, adopt an agile policy framework. Malaysia should implement an agile which more adaptable policy structure that enable more rapid modification to satisfy evolving industrial need. As an example, the country's digital transformation was supported by the introduction of Malaysia's digital economy blueprint, My Digital, which keep Malaysia competitive in the global digital market. Lastly, establish Innovation Hub. Technology parks and innovation hub will bring together economic institutions, research center and business sector to foster innovation, advance research and assist startup. For instance, Cyberjaya is a major center for innovation that is home to research facilities, tech enterprise and startup.
Assalamualaikum. So I would like to present to you guys about the conclusions for our topic. So, in summary, Malaysia's path to becoming an industrial powerhouse is built on its natural advantages, such as talented workforce, strategic location, and rich resources. These strengths have allowed the country to grow from an agriculture-based economy to a thriving industrial exporter. However, to stay ahead in today's fast-changing world, Malaysia needs to focus on key areas like strengthening its economy, improving its infrastructure, investing in its people, and encouraging innovation. By tackling this challenge and working toward these goals, Malaysia has the potential to become a leader in industry, creating a brighter and more prosperous future for its people. So that's the conclusion for our topic. Thank you.
Malaysia is one of Asia's rising economies. The country grew its gross domestic product, GDP, since its independence to become one of the largest in the entire Southeast Asian region. However, there's just one problem with Malaysia, and it's the fact that despite having a relatively higher standard of living amongst Southeast Asians, the country has failed to become an industrial powerhouse. What is an industrial powerhouse? It is when an economy is driven by robust manufacturing and industrial sectors that contribute extensively to exports, innovation, and economic resilience. For instance, Japan became Asia's powerhouse in the 20th century because of its automotive industry, driven by companies like Toyota, and a strong market presence in the semiconductor industry with companies like NEC and Toshiba.